we see ourselves in it. We think we are doing something to bring it about, instead of the good that is in God, that is here before we got here, and it'll be here after we're gone. Remember that show we did together? Oh, and we drew circles in the mountains.
Oh, right.
And we said, before we got to that station, those circles we did, it appeared as if they didn't exist. And then they got on, it was our life, and we were drawing it.
Right.
But it was there before we put it on paper. Okay? And it was left, regardless of where that book is at, it was etched in time. But not because we did it. We are partaking of all that is good and all that is holy and all that is cherished and all that is terrible. And all that is horrible and all is, all of this wantonness and all of those things. We're partaking of it. But we are not responsible for it. We are not the originator of it, nor are we the diminisher of it. I just read that in the Bible.
Right.
I am the Alpha and the Omega. God, that which is and does before us. Now, the story of the horse, I cannot get that vision out of my head, because I cannot, there is a certain experience that adults have when they achieve orgasm. I mean, really, truly, let's get to it. And they say that orgasm is similar to death, and then death and orgasm is the same. This is what it said. Nobody knows this for sure. But it is the experience of God, this unity of God, nirvana, if you will, okay? And this beautiful sense of being in harmony and oneness, being with yourself, okay? When he was brushing that horse, he was experiencing that. There's no way that anybody could diminish that experience that he had. That is the perfect love story with that horse. Just the act is alone. He was glad just to be able to brush the horse. He needed nothing from the horse. We were talking about if you need something from somebody,
right,
or expect something, you don't love them, no matter what. Or that cliche, after all I've done for you, that's manipulation.
Right.
That was perfect. That was perfection. And then he saw his hand. He thought that he had something to do with that relationship. And as human beings, that's why we get so and stay so unhappy, depressed, miserable, discontent, striving, overweight, underweight, trying to cause havoc and gossiping, bitterness, backbiting, not letting go of perceived wrongs, cheating, stealing, because all of those things that humankind is eagerly engaged in is because we think we have something to do with it. We think we are so presumptuously vain that we think we constitute something that matters. And the only thing that matters is what matters to you. Now, what mattered to Martin was brushing that horse.
Right.
And after that day, he writes that he still brushed the horse from then on, Bridget. He still did that right on until he grew up and left his grandfather's farm. But he never had that relationship again. He loved the horse.
Right. Just not that connection that he had the first time.
Yeah. Now, from your young, unlived age of this time around, there's that word again. I don't like to why. I'm not asking you why, but just give me your thoughts back on that when he saw his hand. What happened?
He was no longer, in tune with the relationship as he saw it. Like mentally, he saw like his hand physically, so he knew like that he was actually controlling it.
That is so true. That is so beautiful. And the truth was he wasn't.
Right.
But the idea destroyed it, honey. The idea he had destroyed the relationship. That's how powerful they are. That's how our minds enable us to do the most atrocious things in this world. Wars and famines and all kinds of things I can't even begin to imagine. It's because the human entity itself wants to be favored, wants to believe that he or she is contributing something, of value. Well, the very fact that you want to contribute something of value has done away with you contributing something of value.
Right. That makes sense. Intertwined.
Yeah, because it goes back to that 5-year plan. I'm going to do this and it is going to do that. Show me not my
story.
hand. Huh?
I'm glad you shared it.
I am too. Okay, what's next? So we're going to go with, do you think I will ever, Bridget, get around to astrology? You reckon I will?
One day.
Yeah. Well, let's see. This is that marker.
That ruined the board.
Yeah, this was not supposed to be written on that other kind of board. Okay. I'm trying to follow where I'm going because I don't know yet. But I will take, I had started, I'll go back to astrology, but I'm going to go, what you got, honey?
I just picked a card on the
Let's
ground.
do it. All right, what is it?
Siesta?
Siesta? All right.
Siesta.
Give it to me.
Okay, in the midst of a turbulent and bothersome world, rest is called for.
Wait. I think where's my Pisces sign? Take your eye out of busyness. Take your eye out of busyness, and you need rest. See how, while I'm in the midst of trying to follow wherever it's going, she just reaches down, takes a card completely at random that we say we're going to leave on the floor until that moment when you were going to pick it up.
Right.
And it said, rest is called for.
Right. Okay. Never neglect the need to dream. A time of response when all around you is clutter and calmer. There's no appropriate time to sleep. Supply and demand, your body is fully equipped with the wisdom to know when it needs recharging.
Okay, stop right there. So instead of thinking you're supposed to go to bed at 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever it is at night, if you are tired, go lay down. Mm-hmm. If you are hungry, go eat. All right?
Okay.
And at this moment too, I'm thinking, that goes back to that hand deal though. Bridget, there's a time, even though we're on television, we're doing this because we love it.
Right.
And so we're having to talk and talk and talk. But there comes a time when you're talking, when you know that you're only talking to hear yourself talk. When you've said enough.
Right.
So shut up.
Yeah.
Wasn't that what you saw to start with? Mm-hmm. Keep silent?
Keep silent.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Dreams are a vital part of your overall physical health, needed to explore when everything around you appears out of order. Mm-hmm. Dreams maintain silently. They act as the trampoline to springboard you onto another level and dimension.
Okay. So pay attention. Have you had a dream lately?
None that I really remember. I usually forget my dreams the next day.
Okay, pay attention to your dreams, but you do dream. You know that you dream.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm putting you on the spot again, but one particular dream that you can remember in your life, just one. Because that's the only thing that matters that you remember.
Right.
Even though that seems so contradictory when I'm saying let go of everything, forget everything, dreams matter because you cannot logically deduce them. You can interpret them with everything from esoteric means to psychoanalytic means to psychological means to medical means. But that's all your interpretation. Dreams remain, just like God does, separate and apart for you to continue to think about it. But one, can you remember a dream?
Well, my dreams are usually really distorted and they don't really make sense because I'm watching myself in all of my dreams mostly. I'm like watching myself do things and it's like really blurry. I can never really see what I'm doing or where I'm going. It's just always like a foggy situation that I'm doing. But I remember I think I was getting out of a car, and I opened the door, and I just, fall into like a pool, just randomly, like just into a whole nother scenario, and just started swimming around, and I think I turned into like a mermaid or something. But my dreams are just really like crazy. They make no sense.
Do you know, thank you for sharing that, Bridget. Do you know what you've just said? You've just wrapped up this entire show because you said, I'm going to try to go back and say what you said, that in your dreams, you're always watching yourself.
Right.
But you're blurry. Mm-hmm. You're blurry,
yeah.
You said, and you can never really see yourself.
Right.
Okay? I think you have just done it again. If you had your book and I didn't have, you would be writing it down. That when we said that life is a dream, and it's a movie, I think we said in the other show. Mm-hmm. And so we're watching ourselves. Also, you said you don't know what you're doing. That's what you said.
Right.
So release the need to gratify and the uncertainty of who you are. Okay? Because you said in your dream, you don't know who you are. I mean, you can't see you. Mm-hmm. You believe that it's you.
Right.
You can see enough to...
I'm pretty sure it's me, because I'm like following myself around. Just like a third eye, like a view of what I'm doing and where I'm going.
Could that be what we're doing?
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah, there's a third aspect of ourselves.
Yeah.
That follows us all the time, call it guardian angel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next part of your dream?
I was swimming around in the pool, and I turned into like a fish or like a mermaid or some sort of like animal, and I'm like on a beach, just like beached up in the sand, and I don't really remember what else happens. I just know I went through like all of these random events, from like being in a car to like falling out of the car into like this big body of water, and then being like a fish to being beached on land. It's just like a whole bunch of random.
I think too, earlier in this show, we do so many, honey, but you said something about releasing stuff so that you could go on to the next dimension. Right. That's translated, but in that essence. So you're saying that we go through, in your dream, I'm just going to use it and say, this applies to Paula, it applies to Mitzi, it applies to Sandy, that we can never get a clear picture of ourselves. We're blurred. Mm-hmm. But we can follow ourselves, try to follow.
Yeah.
And by trying to follow, and you said you just fell in a pool. Well, what was that card? The other card, Queen of Cups, she was a lotus, and she was in the water. And so, and you said you were swimming, and you turned into either a dolphin.
A fish of some sort.
Okay, I added dolphin.
Animal.
But a fish, and then you're on dry land. Mm-hmm. So the fish is out of water on dry land. So this world, and don't take this as interpretation, I'm just using it as an artistic expression, okay, for what you're saying. But this world is not our home. So we are a fish out of water.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. And we're trying our best to find out, what it all means to us. It doesn't matter at all what your interpretation is, because for me, it does for you, but not for me. Mm-hmm. And that's what the whole deal of motive cosmic therapy is to get what matters and connects with you. That's your artistic expression, not to parrot the word. I'm going to have you read some more.
Oh.
Not to parrot the words of someone else, even as I said that, and you're going to read those words. But if you cannot apply them, they're no good to you.
Right.
Even if they came out of this Bible book, if you can't apply these words, what good are they?
Right.
Just because somebody says that you should treasure and love and idolize and all that, that's a sacred book, of course. But if you can't apply the wisdom that is in there, it is no good. You have to be at the place to receive it. Right. Okay, let me hear it.
Okay. Dreams are a vital part of your overall physical health.
Health?
Yeah, health. Needed to explore when everything around you appears out of order.
Okay.
Dreams maintain resiliently. They act as
resiliently?
wait, I think I've read this part already. Okay.
Yeah, but that's okay. You need to read it again.
Okay. They act as the trampoline to springboard you into another level and dimension.
Okay.
It is vital to form yourself the worldly shackles of expectation and duty sometimes.
We've been talking about that for 3 weeks.
Right.
To get rid of the worldly shackles, is that what it said? Mm-hmm. And expectations.
And duty.
And duty. What? Duty?
Sometimes.
Get rid of duty. I know Capricorn said that.
Yeah.
Duty. Because guess what? You're only going to get rid of the duty that you've imposed upon yourself to be trying to appease someone else and to gratify.
Right.
That's the only duty you're going to get rid of. You could no more get rid of the duty and the honor that is in you than you could stop breathing on your own. You can't do it. It is indelibly entrenched in you as part of the innocence in you. I know you're saying, good God, what in the world did she say, but it's okay.
Okay. Allow your spirit to ventilate its soul expression and desires through the images of lucid dreaming. The dream state provides long-awaited joy, truly a time for the soul to celebrate. If you are cautious enough to be fully immersed in your dreams, let the certain to order the world be pulled back into revelation. Record these steady messages.
Okay. And it is important to be aware of your dreams, to study your dreams and all that. But even with that, as with every other thing that the human being does, you know, you can go to this end and say, oh, I got to study this, I got to study this, I got to analyze this, what does that mean? Then you've left living.
Right.
And you've gone into some other prefabricated gratification. Release the need. Release the need to make sense of anything.
Right. Just let everything come as it goes.
All right. So where are we at now, Bridget?
Let's see. We'll just drop everything on the ground.
Okay.
Should we go with these? What's in here? Oh, the little cards again?
You want to?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Okay, this time you can pull a card.
I love that. These are tarot cards. The other cards we were using, they were Osho cards, and then these were Mode of Cosmic Therapy cards, and then we did a little bit of Kabbalah cards. We've done everything. You know, this is a good writer right here, Annie Dillard. In there, did you know we're buried under dust? I love this, what she said. Take this for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, this is just really good.
Okay.
And I've never heard of her before, having read that book for the time being. She says that we come to the earth and we never leave it. Where do our bodies go?
Yeah.
Huh? Whether you're cremated or not. You know,